Claressa Shields, still dominant, still undefeated. She's undefeated at 180 and just signed one of the biggest contracts in women's boxing history. But despite massive wins and millions on the table, there's still a gender pay gap and business challenge around her sport. Today we break down what Claressa Shields earns, how she dominates, and how fight promoters, fans, and investors can make real money. Claressa Shields isn't just another boxer on the card. She's the undisputed women's heavyweight champion of the world, undefeated and still building her legacy as one of the true power players in ring sports. With a recent $8 million multi-fight contract and a string of dominant victories, Shields is rewriting what success looks like in women's boxing, from the gloves she wears to the business she conducts outside the ring. Today's video dives deep into what she's accomplished in the last year, how she's paid, what the economics of her fights look like, and how anyone involved in this sport, promoters, fighters, and fans, can find profit and opportunity. 1. The latest fights, dominance in action. In February 2026, Claressa Shields once again proved why she's the undisputed queen of women's boxing. She defended her undisputed women's heavyweight title against Franchón Crews-Dezurn in a highly anticipated rematch at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Shields controlled every round, winning by unanimous decision with all three judges scoring 1-9-0 and improving her professional record to 180. This wasn't just another victory. It showcased her tactical brilliance, speed, and ring IQ. She outpunched Crews-Dezurn, dictated the pace, and demonstrated that even experienced challengers are still searching for ways to break her dominance. Earlier in July 2025, Shields successfully defended her heavyweight crown against Lonnie Daniels. 2. Financial reality, earnings, contracts, and the pay gap. Let's talk money. Shields' fight purses and business deals are historically significant, especially in women's boxing. In late 2025, she signed a multi-fight partnership worth at least $8 million with Win Records and Salida Promotions, reportedly one of the richest in women's boxing history. That's huge, but let's put it in context. Major male boxers can earn tens of millions per fight when you add pay-per-view shares, sponsorships, and bonuses. In women's boxing, even top fighters have struggled to reach seven-figure paydays, despite Shields being a historic global draw. Estimates suggest that Shields' net worth as of early 2026 is between $1 million and $5 million, which is modest compared to top male boxers, yet massive relative to many peers in women's boxing. Why the gap? A combination of historical underinvestment in women's sport, smaller broadcast deals, and fewer commercial sponsors has kept purses lower than men's divisions, even for an undefeated champion like Shields. Still, Shields is making history financially by breaking barriers and commanding bigger guaranteed deals than most women in combat sports. 3. Fight business breakdown, revenue streams. If you're thinking about how the money flows in boxing, here's a simple real-world look. Broadcast rights and streaming. Most of Shields' big fights air on DAZN, which means broadcasters pay for exclusive streaming rights. These deals generate revenue that is shared with promoters and fighters. Big audiences mean bigger broadcast fees and bigger paydays. Live ticket sales and gate revenue. Events like the Detroit fight filled arenas with tens of thousands of fans. That live attendance brings ticket sales, merchandise sales at the venue, and concessions, all revenue streams for promoters and partners. Promotion and sponsorship deals. Shields' multi-fight contract shows how future revenue isn't just from fights, it's also from brand partnerships and cross-promotion opportunities, especially when promotions team up with entertainment companies like Win Records to expand reach. Merch, licensing, and personal brand. Shields' brand as the GWOAT isn't just a nickname, it's licensing potential. Shirts, hats, digital products, and fan experiences can generate long-term earnings separate from pay-per-view or purse revenue. 4. How to make profit from these sports venues. Whether you're a promoter, investor, or undercard fighter, boxing still offers business opportunities if you understand the mechanics. Maximize fight night revenue. Use dynamic ticket pricing for big events. Monetize live streaming with tiered access, pay-per-view, VIP digital seats. Sell exclusive event merchandise, online and at the venue. Build long-term deals. Longer contracts provide stability, like Shields' $8 M Pact, and give promoters predictable revenue over multiple cards. Partner with brands. Tie fights to lifestyle brands, non-endemic sponsors, or local partnerships, beverage partners, apparel, increasing revenue beyond gate and broadcast fees. Leverage content. Create behind-the-scenes content, training series, or documentaries. Monetize them on platforms like YouTube or exclusive subscription channels. Grow the undercard. Promote rising stars with compelling narratives and cross-promote events. A strong undercard can increase the perceived value of the entire fight night. 5. Interesting conversations and narrative. Claressa Shields isn't just dominating in the ring, she's at the center of a larger conversation about gender equality in boxing. While top male fighters earn multi-million-dollar purses, enjoy massive pay-per-view revenue, and secure global primetime broadcasting deals, women's boxing has historically lagged behind. Champions like Shields are now pushing not just for recognition, but for parity in pay, sponsorship opportunities, and market share. Her high-profile fights and growing audience make her a key figure in changing the economics of the sport. Fans and analysts constantly debate her next opponents. Some suggest cross-division matchups to challenge her versatility, while others call for mega fights against rising power punchers like Shadasia Green or Michaela Meyer. These discussions are far from casual sports talk. They actively influence ticket sales, media coverage, and fan engagement, directly affecting the market value of her fights. Critics sometimes argue that women's boxing doesn't yet draw global attention on par with men's events. However, Shields' fights have consistently sold out arenas in the U.S. and delivered strong viewership numbers on DAZN worldwide, proving that demand is growing rapidly. Her success shows that with the right promotion and talent, women's boxing can be just as commercially viable and entertaining as any major sporting event. Final take. Career plus market outlook. Here's the summary. Shields is undefeated at 180, holding all major belts in women's heavyweight boxing. She signed a historic multi-fight $8 million deal, pushing women's boxing into new financial territory. Her earnings and net worth remain relatively modest compared to male champions, but the trend is upward. Hit like, subscribe, and check out our next video where we discuss how fight promoters can maximize revenue in 2026 and beyond.